The North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, is significantly bolstering Ukraine's defense capability with the planned delivery of new long-range missile, a move that has further escalated tensions with Russia. This decision comes amidst a broader commitment from 26 NATO member countries expressing a willingness to engage in direct conflict with Russia, signaling a hardening stance from the Western alliance. The provision of advanced weaponry, particularly long-range strikes capabilities, represents a critical shift in the nature of international support for Ukraine, moving beyond defensive armament to systems that can target deeper into Russian-held territories or even Russia itself. This development is a direct response to the ongoing conflict and Russia's persistent aggression, with NATO members seeking to provide Ukraine with the means to effectively defend its sovereignty and reclaim lost territories. The introduction of long-range missiles into the Ukrainian arsenal is designed to achieve several strategic objectives. Firstly, it aims to degrade Russia's military logistic and command structure by striking supply lines, ammunition depots, and command centers located far behind the front lines. This capability is crucial for disrupting Russian operations and reducing their ability to sustain offensive actions. Secondly, it serves as a deterrent, signaling to Russia that its aggressions will be met with increasingly sophisticated and potent response. The ability to strike targets at significant distance complicates Russia's strategic planning and forces them to reevaluate their operational security. Thirdly, it empowers Ukraine to reclaim the initiative on the battlefield, enabling more effective counteroffensive and putting greater pressure on Russian forces. The psychological impact of such capabilities on both Ukrainian and Russian troops is also a significant factor, boosting morale for Ukraine while potentially undermining it for Russia. The commitment from 26 NATO countries to potentially confront Russia directly underscored the alliance's growing concerns over the conflict's trajectory and the broader implications for European security. This widespread willingness for direct engagement represents a significant unified front, moving beyond merely providing aid to considering active participation if circumstances escalate. Such a declaration is not made lightly and reflects a profound assessment within NATO that Russia's action pose an existential threat to the principle of international law, national sovereignty, and the stability of the European continent. It also indicates a collective determination to prevent any further expansion of Russian influence or territorial gains, emphasizing the alliance's resolve to protect its members and partners. The expansion of NATO support for Ukraine, particularly with advanced offensive weaponry, is a clear message to Moscow that the international community will not cede to its demand or accept the annexation of Ukrainian territory. This sustained and escalating assistance is aimed at strengthening Ukraine's position at any future negotiation table, ensuring that it can bargain from a position of strength rather than weakness. The long-range missiles, in particular, empower Ukraine to inflict significant costs on Russia, making the continuation of the conflict increasingly unsustainable for Moscow. This strategy seeks to change Russia's calculus and persuade it to seek a peaceful resolution based on respect for Ukraine's territorial integrity. The deployment of these missiles also highlights the continuous adaptation of NATO's strategy to the evolving nature of the conflict. Initially, support focused on defensive weapons to repel the initial invasion. However, as the conflict has drawn on, the need for Ukraine to project power and strike at the roots of Russia's military machine has become evident. The long-range capabilities allow Ukraine to target high-value assets and infrastructure that were previously out of reach, thereby increasing the effectiveness of its defensive and offensive operation. This strategic evolution demonstrates NATO responsiveness and its commitment to providing Ukraine with the tools necessary to achieve victory. The 26 countries expressing a willingness to go to war with Russia signifies a notable shift from previous positions, where direct military engagement largely avoided to prevent a wider European conflict. This change in stance suggests that many NATO members now perceive the risk of inaction or insufficient support as greater than the risk of direct confrontation. It also indicates a growing frustration with Russia's continued aggression and its disregard for international norms. The unity among such a large number of NATO members sent a powerful deterrent message, aiming to prevent Russia from escalating its aggression further or threatening other sovereign nations. The potential for direct conflict with Russia by a significant portion of NATO members introduced a new and perilous phase in the European security landscape. While direct engagement is a last resort, the declaration itself is a strategic tool designed to influence Russia's decision-making. It underscores the severity with which the international community views Russia's action and the length to which NATO is prepared to go to protect its fundamental values and the security of its member. This level of commitment also reflects the understanding that the outcome of the conflict in Ukraine has profound implications for the future of global security and the international rule of law. The increased military assistance also served to reinforce the transatlantic bond within NATO, demonstrating a shared commitment between European members and the United States to collective security. The coordination required to supply and integrate these advanced weapon systems into Ukraine's military operation further solidifies the alliance's operational cohesion. This collective effort ensures that the burden of supporting Ukraine is shared, strengthening the overall resolve and capabilities of NATO as a defensive alliance. The unity displayed by the 26 nations reinforced the principle of collective defense and mutual support, which is central to NATO's foundational treaty. Moreover, the provision of these advanced weapons platform is often accompanied by comprehensive training programs for Ukrainian force. This ensures that the equipment can be effectively utilized and maintained, maximizing its impact on the battlefield. The transfer of such sophisticated technology also signifies a deeper level of trust and long-term commitment from NATO to Ukraine, indicating a strategic partnership that extends beyond immediate military needs. This ongoing training and technological transfer contribute to the professionalization and modernization of the Ukrainian armed force, enhancing their ability to defend their nation effectively in the long term. In conclusion, NATO's decision to supply Ukraine with new long-range missiles and the declared willingness of 26 member countries to potentially confront Russia directly mark a significant escalation in the international response to the conflict. This dual approach aims to empower Ukraine with enhanced strike capabilities while simultaneously sending a strong deterrent message to Russia about the potential consequence of continued aggression. The unity and resolve demonstrated by a substantial portion of the NATO alliance underscore the gravity of the situation and the collective determination to defend international principles and European security. This strategic shift reflects a deepening commitment to supporting Ukraine and a readiness to take more decisive actions to counter Russian expansionism. That's all for me for today. If you like the video presentation and you would like to follow for more, hit that subscribe and like button now, and we will continue to build this show for you. Thank you to all of you guys who have subscribed. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much. I will see you soon. Bye for now.